everyone. Today we're going to see this problem 2003-35 um, minimum amount of time to fill the cups. So you have a water dispenser that can dispense cold, warm, and hot water every second. You can either fill up 2 cups with different types of water or 1 cup any type of water. You are given a zero index integer array amount of length 3 where amount 0, amount 1, and amount 2 denote the number of cold, the warm and hot water cups you need to fill respectively. You need to return the minimum number of seconds that you need to fill up all these cups. So you see here, one way to fill the cup is you could fill up a cold cup and a warm cup. The second two, you could fill up a warm cup and a hot cup. You could fill up a warm cup and a hot cup, and then the fourth second, you could fill up a warm cup. Can we prevent that? First, the minimum number of seconds. So what you could do is you see here that you can either fill up 2 cups with different types of water or 1 cup of any type of water. This is the most important word that you need to highlight in this question, that you can fill up 2 cups with different type of water or just 1 cup of any type of water. So the first second, if you fill up a cold one, and then you just go ahead and fill up a warm one, and then again you go and do that, fill up a warm cup and a hot cup. So if you see here that we already completed the cold cup with the first second, and for the next 2 seconds you could fill up. So in the first second, you fill up this cup in the first second, and then you fill up a different type of this one. So this happens on your first second. So this happens on your first second. So I'll just read it. On the first second, you do this. Now let's talk about what you can do on your second second. So when you have the second one, you would fill up this one and this cup. So these are all different types of cups. And for the third second, we're going to fill this glass, and then we're going to fill this glass. So this is going to be our third second. So third second. And then finally, we got 1 glass left here, which is for the fourth second. We're going to go ahead and fill that as well. So yeah. So how do we do this problem? So I've done a problem. I've done a little bit of solution here, and I got a little bit of wrong answers. So I just want to show you guys how I would handle that. So the first thing that I want to talk about this is it's very simple, because at a time you're gonna fill 2 cups, and you can easily simulate it by just dividing it by 2. So you're gonna add everything up on the amount of water. So it's 4 plus 1, 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. And when you do 7 plus 1 by 2, you actually get 4. So you don't leave the odd number as well. So if you do this, you actually get that. But the problem, it comes to one of the test cases that are also mentioned here. I didn't scroll down. So it's 500. That means if any one of the cup is filled, and we just fill up the entire cup, it's just one type. So you cannot fill at the same time 2 times. So what you do here is you actually kind of fill it for each second. You just fill 1 cup. So what you can add over here is that if you have a look over here, let's have another example, but with only 2 cups. So with only 2, this one is 0. So let's have cups. Let's have the first cup, and then the 4 cups. So according to us, if you add the total and divide it by 2, you can actually simulate the filling of 2 cups at the same time. So 5 plus 1 is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So it's going to take us 3 seconds to fill it, and that's actually true because the first second you fill this, and the next second you fill this. So this is the first second you do. Right? So it's going to be 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. And then, yeah, the sum plus 1 divided by 2. So it's going to take us 3 seconds to do it. But if you see here that once you fill up these cups, the second second, the third second, and the fourth second, you fill up only 1 cups like that. So it's going to actually take you 4 seconds to fill it. Let me show you another example. Let's have 2 and 3. So 2, and let's have 3 cups. Now let's just go ahead and start filling them. So you fill this one on the first second, so that's a 1 cup. And then you fill this for the second second, and that's 2 cups. And then you fill up this one, that is 3 cups. So that actually works because 7 by 2 is actually 3. Let's have another example. Let's have 6 and let's have 7. So we got 6 cups over here and we got 7 cups. So for this, you got a pretty close answer. Like you got the correct answer, even if you don't really do it. But for this one, this example, you can see that there is a lot of difference between the answer you got from our solution and the answer that you got while actually performing the task. And why did that happen? Why is this difference taking place? Now let's have an example, 1 and 5. Let's have 1. Now let's have 5 cups here. So according to your solution, we would get it to be filled within 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 7. So 7 by 2 is actually 3. So you would get it actually to be full within the 3 seconds. So 1, 1. This is 1, only 1 second, but the remaining would take you 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's going to actually take you 5 seconds. Now, how do you actually do this? Do the problem, do justice for this solution? If you notice, you got 5 here, you got 5 in this case. Well, I'm just talking about 2 types of cups here, and you got 7 here, you got 3 here, and for this one, you got 4. And if you actually notice, you're actually getting the maximum number of cups in each and every single solution. So in this problem, we're going to have a max variable, and we're just going to calculate max, and n. So we're going to also calculate max, but at the end of the result, you need to understand what you want to return. Whether you want to return sum plus 1 divided by 2 or max value. And that also takes place with the max. So you can either take the max value or you could just take sum plus 1 divided by 2. In some cases, if you see sum plus 1 divided by 2 and max value, both of them give the same answer. So it's pretty much safe to use this. You can either choose max value or sum plus 1 divided by 2. So there are 2 types of cases that you will be working with this problem, and that is why just one type case handling is not required for this problem. As you can see, in we have done sum plus 1 divided by 2. And sum plus 1 divided by 2 completely works when you have when you can fill all the type of cups and there is not one single type of cup dominating the other. In this case, you could see 5 is eventually dominating the cup 1. To solve these type of cases, you cannot fill up to 2 cups per second. If you can see, only 1 second you could actually fill both of these cups at the same time. So this cup and this cup. And the remaining 4 cups of this one have to be filled one by one. Once the other cup was also empty, you're forced to fill the remaining cups by one.